Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, so a follow-up video to a video I made about the CPO program. Link in the description to that video. But towards the end, I asked the question, will the authorized dealers selling these pre-owned Rolex watches include the original box and papers and the hang tags? Well, thank you to Watch You Are in Switzerland. He went by Bucher, who has already started this program, and he inquired, and yes, if the authorized dealer has the box and papers and hang tags and the original parts, they will be selling it. That's really important, and it wasn't a foregone conclusion because Rolex sometimes imposes really weird restrictions to participate in, programs and stuff when it comes to their authorized dealers. And so, I could see that they might not want the original box and papers, and they wanted to keep all of these CPO pieces uniform. All right, thank you, Watch You Are, for checking it out. Check out his channel, link in the description. Now, this is bad news for gray market dealers. Now, as I've said, the CPO program really isn't my kind of thing because I like unpolished pieces. That's sort of a horological fetish of mine, and I think I'm in the minority. I also like original parts, and so if a 20-year-old 16710 has a scratched up fat font bezel, I'm almost sure that when RSC services it, they're going to change it out for the newer, thinner font service insert, and that's not something I want. But it is something people here in Japan would want because they like new watches and they like pristine things and they want a polished piece, and you're never going to get a better polish than the one at RSC. So this is going to trump all of the gray market polishing jobs out there. All right, so when I buy a piece, I pretty shortly after getting it end up taking it to RSC, and of course I don't get the polish. But if you're like that too and you do want the polish, then going straight for one of these CPO pieces really makes sense. And of course, link in the description to another video I made about just safety issues and when it comes to stolen watches. But when it comes to the gray market, this is a bad development because if they didn't include the original box and papers, which to me was vital, then that would be all the more reason to avoid these CPO pieces. But that's not the case. So really it depends then on price. And so, are you willing to pay more for a CPO piece? And look, if the CPO pieces get competitive, it could really eat into the gray market. Now, the big question is, where are ADs going to get these pieces? And they're going to buy them. They're going to buy them from customers, former customers. And to me now, the new big question is, what kind of price are they going to give you for these pre-owned pieces? And a lot of people are saying that they're going to lowball you, and they're going to use the prospect of a new piece to lure you into selling these pre-owned pieces for less than you would get at a gray market dealer. And I think there might be some truth to that. And I say that because I've got an anecdote for you. Now, by the way, when it comes to places in the States that are already buying pre-owned pieces, they haven't fully started the CPO program. So for people saying that, this is not a story and they're already doing it, no, they're not already doing it. They're doing something different. The CPO program in the States will start spring of 2023. Anyway, so here's the situation. So this gentleman, and I'll put his whole comment in the description of this video. Please read the whole thing. All right, so this gentleman put himself on the list for an Explorer 2, a 226570, and he waited 18 months for it. Eventually, it came. In fact, he got it this past October. When he picked it up, he inquired about getting a sub, a no-date sub, all right? And they said that they would entertain the idea of calling him for that. Well, 3 weeks later, they actually called him, and they have one for him, all right? And so they said that he could sell back his Explorer 2. Now, it's unworn. He's never worn it before. He's had it for 3 weeks, and they're allowing him to sell it back. Now, the Explorer 2 is a 7,900 pound watch, and the no date sub is a 7,500 pound watch. Now, they told him, if you sell it at another place, you're blacklisted. All right, this is really important because when it comes to the CPO program going forward, ADs that have this program, going on will be able to do this. Meaning if you don't have your watch, if you sell your watch to another person, a gray market dealer, and not back to them, and they find out, then they're going to blacklist you, or they might blacklist you. And this is huge because it ties you to that AD. You know, ADs didn't buy back a lot of the times used pieces anyway, so it didn't matter. And so if you kept a piece for a couple of years, then you could sell it at a gray market dealer, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. But it now very well will be a big deal. And you know, if you bought a sub from them, or like this guy, an Explorer 2, and you know, a couple years down the road, they call you and ask you if you want something else. And they say, well, you know, bring in your Explorer 2, we want to see it. And you don't wear it in, well, they might blacklist you. They might want you to prove that you still have it. And if you don't, then they know you sold it elsewhere. Again, back to my original question, what kind of deal do you think you're going to get? Well, this guy, all right, again, this is an unworn piece. He wants to get the no date sub, which again is, that's 400 pounds cheaper than this new, more complicated Explorer 2 that he has. And they said that they can either pay him 6,700 pounds for the Explorer 2, that's a loss of 1,200 pounds, and he's never worn the thing, or he can trade it in and give them the unworn Explorer 2 plus 800 pounds to get that no date sub. So it's a horrible deal. But again, if he wants to not be blacklisted, he has to do it, all right? So he's kind of screwed. So yes, I think ADs are going to use this as leverage. They're going to force you to trade back to them, and you're not going to go through other gray market dealers for risk of being blacklisted. And I think this is the kind of deals you're going to get. I think they will lowball you in the future with the CPO program, and I think they can, because you won't be a customer there anymore if you want to get that better price selling to a gray market dealer. So this is huge. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.